talk about the shit show that was the undercard. Dimitri Bivol, yeah, top 2 in his division. For Craig Richards, like we talked about, he was been under-promoted. That was before Chris Eubank Jr versus Marcus Morrison on the undercard. You know how disrespectful that was.
But again, you said it to me way back about you. He's talking about promoting the right fighters. Like, he's not promoting the serious donnies that's going out there taking these big fights. These fighters are getting promoted are the ones that sell tickets. And No. Come on then.
I want to talk about something you said earlier though, about getting excited for a fight for once, innit?
Yeah.
Someone in the comments dropped and was like, "Oh, I missed a long breakdowns I used to do for this fights, yeah."
For this fight,
for the Parker one, I was like, I've been watching a lot of James Toney. I've been watching a lot of Marvin Hagler. I've been watching a lot of Sugar Ray Leonard, Wilfred Benitez, Thomas Hearns. How the fuck am I supposed to How can I go from watching them and watch Chisora Parker? I want to do a long breakdown. I can't do it.
Real talk.
I can't do it.
No disrespect at all. For me personally, you know me, I can't even count my way to watch them sort of fights. The Bills, there was a few decent fights on the undercard and that, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
If it's a fight that doesn't really tell you nothing about someone that you don't already know, or it's something that someone you believe can go to the top of the sport, it's like they're cashing in, innit? They're cashing in. Parker, everyone's coming out now saying Parker is not really world level anymore. We know this, you know what I mean? We know this. He got beat by AJ before AJ went through. AJ's learned a lot since he's lost. He's come on loads. Do you know what I mean? I think no one really wants to, it don't add excitement to the heavyweight scene, whatever the outcome of that. You know what I mean?
Especially, you could have asked 100 people, how's the fight going to go? They told you exactly the same thing. Chisora's going to come out, he's going to come out swinging heavy, and then the last 6 rounds, you see what Parker's made of, whether he can weather the storm, and that point him late, innit? That's exactly what happened. So I don't think there was no breakdown needed for that fight.
I thought about it my way here today. I was going to say to you, man, I'm not coming in no more on them days there, because if it's a breakdown on them sort of fights, I'm not involved, man. Fair play to them, man. They're good. Credit to the sport. They take it serious. They put everything on the line. But yeah, man, you want to watch the best be the best. You know what I mean? We know in terms of heavyweights who's out there. These guys just kind of fill in shows when you need a fighter to chuck on, innit? In the heavyweight scene, if it ain't AJ or Fury at the moment, I don't want to know it. Don't want to hear it.
Literally, innit? Obviously, we've got to cater to the fans. A lot of them want to know our thoughts, innit? There's not much thoughts to have on that fight, other than obviously it was a controversial decision. Personally, I don't know why. So I was at the gym at the time, and we watched the last 7 rounds, or the last 6 rounds, and I gave 5, maybe 6 of them all to Joseph Parker, innit? So when people say it's a controversial decision, I was like, what? It's like, what are you not talking about, innit?
Wait, what was that? Was this fight the weekend just gone?
I think so, yeah.
You ain't done a breakdown on it yet?
No, I wrote a post as a breakdown.
But I mean an episode. Oh, swear. Yeah. I thought that was one. I thought Jordan come in for that, fam. I thought I bypassed that one. I thought I slipped.
Nah, it's still here, fam. But
it was only last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to give him something.
Did you watch it?
Of course I did.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. Same as me, innit? But yeah, I tried to watch the first 6 rounds. But yeah, it just seemed like there were close rounds, innit? So to say robbery is just wrong, because it was a close fight. I seen someone say, how can you say it's a robbery? It was a clear 115, 113.
Clear 115, 13. It's a clear draw, cuz. It's a clear draw.
So yeah, it's like, fucking hell, like, it was a close fight. There ain't no robberies, but yeah, the last 6 rounds, Parker won pretty much all of them. It was clear, just point scoring, innit? Yeah.
Nah,
in my opinion, anyway. I gave him most of the last rounds.
Yeah.
I think you have to give him at least 4 of the last 6. Parker.
I don't agree.
No.
I think Chisora won 8-4.
Oh, you're smoking, bro.
Nah, bro, I promise.
8-4. 8 for Chisora.
Yeah, bro. He won the first. He won the second.
I don't think he won the second.
Oh, yeah, nah.
You gotta watch it back. I don't think he won the second still. Clean. Parker was hitting him clean. Chisora was missing a lot.
Yeah, bro. But Chisora was putting all the pressure on, and he was actually hitting the larger shots to the body.
But you counting them little ones in the clinch where he's tapping him in the side.
That's what I see someone else saying as well. You gotta come on, show boxing a bit of respect,
you can't score them punches.
A big old man just leaning on someone, touching him up on his side. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not.
Even in them, he would come in and just hit him hard as well to the body.
I understand when you hit someone on the way in, then you're in, then you waste a bit of time, couple moves on the inside.
Like every punch, like in the heavyweights, I feel like every punch has got to be taken into account because they're not throwing as much as like.
Not them shots.
But either way, from this fight, then where did either one of them go? All right. So what? So already, and I tell you, obviously, I see a little video. I think Eddie Hearn was saying he had Parker. No, Eddie Hearn said he had Chisora winning it, didn't he?
Yeah, obviously Chora's is the guy.
But that's
If he
what I'm
doesn't say
saying.
that Chisora's gonna beat him up, innit?
He stuck it on in mid-interview, innit?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. The whole marketing thing comes straight into play, and it helps the whole that whole setup to start talking about robbery. Because where can either of them go after this? Really, who wants to see? So what can they talk about? Joseph Parker Usyk?
Something like that.
Something.
Joe Joyce,
Does anyone right? Joe Joyce is up there because he's coming up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's his name? Parker's been there. The level he could got to, he's got worse since. So in Joe Joyce, all right, cool. I don't mind seeing him with someone like that because then it's a test of someone we're not sure what they're capable of. But if they're talking about just fighting each other, they don't really bring nothing to the table. So if they want to make a rematch happen, for me, it's just about money, innit? No, they don't benefit either them fighters. They don't move them on. Joseph Parker got the win. We know what Chisora brings to the table. Either of them could fight Joe Joyce and everyone would tune in. Do you know what I mean? Dylan White, I suppose you could throw, obviously Chisora White, no one wants to see that again. Parker White, it's something different, but White deserves better than that now. You know what I mean? White's on that brink of world title. That's what we want to see for him. I'm gonna just turning out these money fights, trying to make a bit of money off trying to make change off the sides while we're waiting for the big dogs, innit?
It's just the names. The only reason they'll play PV is because of the names, innit? Nothing to do with
household names
else.
at the moment.
You want to move on from that?
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm just want to talk about the shit show that was the undercard. Dimitri Bivol, top 2 in his division. Was Craig Richards, like we talked about, he was been under-promoted. That was before Chris Eubank Jr versus Marcus Morrison on the undercard. You know how disrespectful that was.
But again, you said it to me way back about you. He's talking about promoting the right fighters. Like, he's not promoting the serious Donnies that's going out there taking these big fights. These fighters are getting promoted are the ones that sell tickets and the ones they're trying to make household names, not because of their ability or what they're capable of doing, more because of who they are. And that's not what the sport we want to see. What you say, a man deserved a lot more.
I think the performance proved it more so than anything I could say.
Yeah.
Because I think if you ask Eddie his honest opinion, what's going to happen, Bivol Richards, 6-round stoppage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He threw man out there.
I think late. I reckon if he would have fought how he fought late from the beginning, it would have been a different fight.
But then obviously coming out of that fight, he's now got that confidence and that know-how from that, innit? So going into the next fight.
Any world level fight, I can stand there with you 12 rounds.
Yeah,
we're gonna have it, innit?
And I think no matter what you
think about the shots I'm landing as well.
Yeah,
and no matter what you say or what you believe, until you actually do it, there's always that.
Yeah, exactly.
So he could have had the sickest training camp, could have had the best sparring partners. Until he's been in there with a proven world champion and been that distance, there's always a bit of that, and that will come in the start. Like it always shows in the start of fight. It's a little bit tentative, innit? But then the confidence come in later on.
Especially the way they had him boxing, he's got a very awkward style, innit? Where when he's coming towards you, he's just awkward to deal with.
You can't really see, you can't figure out what's gonna come or the angles.
And they try to have him on the back foot using the jab, which of course, as a game plan, it makes sense. But when you get to the biggest fight of your life, you just got to be you sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Do what work. You do the things in preparation up to them sort of fights. In them fights, it's got to be natural. Yeah. And what suits your style, innit?
And I feel like early on, it didn't really suit him. But it worked in the end for me because as he warmed into the fight, he kept learning.
What worked, you're saying?
Yeah.
What worked, sorry?
Using the jab on the back foot, keeping him at range.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like should have done that on the front foot because later in the fight, he was more so on the front foot.
Yeah.
Should have landed them 1-2s, innit?
Yeah.
I thought that's what it should have been from the start. But then again, you can't go against Dimitri Bivol and just try to do that from the beginning.
Yeah. Come forward and walk man down with that confidence.
I reckon it worked out in the end, but now he knows he's got that confidence in himself to know what. If I'd have done that for longer, he could have been in real trouble, innit? Because he hurt him a few. I don't think Richards was hurt in that fight, but Bivol definitely was. A couple times it was rocked. Yeah.
Nah, shout out Craig Richards for that one. Hopefully Eddie puts his back in behind, man. We want to see him on these JD commercials, just slapping all your other fighters on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Slapping. Come on, man. The man deserves it. Give him that backing. And it makes a difference. They become household names. You know, I got guys coming up to me left, right, and center talking about these guys in boxing that you think, allow it, cuz, you know what I mean? they're shit, but because of they're promoted well and they're everywhere, and that following obviously builds up confidence, builds up the belief in yourself, builds up a fucking fighter's wage, first of all, his purse. You know what I mean? And then not only that, you start getting more you get fighters fighting on being the A side of fighters a lot easier, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
in them big fights, being able to get things more in their favour.
Especially when he came on the podcast before, he spoke about, if you look at the British fighters, he's fought more in terms of the domestic scene, he's got the best resume by far in terms of undefeated or fighters with 1 losses and fighting the main guys. He's got a better record than all of these guys. Obviously, Lyndon Arthur having beat Anthony Yard, he's obviously got a shout
up there now.
well.
Yeah.
So I reckon
But
between
you go back not long ago when we was doing the You All Cool shows, when we had our Ryan and Ramez and Jordan and these man. But Craig Richards was there week in, week out, fam. You know what I'm saying? He was there banging man that. He was there all the time, scrapping at them low levels. And that's what these fighters need.
What's next for him?
He's still got the British. I think he's got a mandatory challenger here and there. So there's fights there for him. He's at Matchroom. Buaxi's at Matchroom. Neither of them are really headlining. Headline together. Just throw these guys in. It makes sense, doesn't it? He just come from a world title. We're putting a great show against Bivol. Obviously, he said it hurt, so let me not get too excited. Throw him in against, throw him against someone.
But it not only benefits the person of the money that they're gonna be getting, but also their boxing career, development as boxers, man. So the next time he goes into a world, because everyone's talking about Buaxi being a future world champion. So now you've boxed a current world champion. It would be someone that was touted as a world champion. It's just pure experience, isn't it? And if you come out on top in one of them, you pull out what a lot of people would feel would be an upset. If you pull it off, you know what I mean? You would have done you're up there, innit?
Yeah, literally. So yeah, that's what makes sense for me. Get Craig Richards a tune-up like Eddie always does, and then straight Buaxi fight. Why not?
But that light heavyweight is exciting anyway, innit?
And if not that, try Lyndon Arthur's fighting Yard, so it's a bit.
Is that certified? Yard fight. He pulled out. He had a fight recently. He had to pull out of, didn't he?
Yard.
Yeah.
I don't do the rematch straight away.
He had a fight set for 2 weeks ago, I believe. Warren Bill. He pulled out the last week. I think he got ill in the last week or something. He had to pull out of that one because that's the one we heard he had brought in a new training team.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, all I know is obviously Arthur's got the Commonwealth British unification. It makes sense, and these are the kind of fights we need. Those are the kind of fights. So I'll give you a full breakdown for not Chisora Park and
yeah.
Then obviously after that fight, so I was gonna go for a run, come back, and I thought that would be the co-main, innit? And I had to watch it, and I couldn't run after that. I'm having to sit there watch Eubank versus Marcus Morrison.
What's that? Dead fight?
Huh?
Dead fight.
Come on, bro.
I ain't even seen it.
Huh?
I ain't even seen it.
It weren't that dead, but it's like one-sided. Morrison, it weren't really dead.
Who is he? Nobody.
It's a decent puncher, but he's lost to fighters a lot lesser than Eubank.
Yeah, so there was no test there, nothing to learn.
It was literally a tune-up for Eubank. I don't think
and
he's fought in like
put
2
the
years.
name on the bill to pump up the hype of the bill, innit? Bigger names.
I think they keep asking Billy Joe about fighting Eubank, innit? Because Eubank bet against him or whatnot. Like, listen, this guy just fought on a pay-per-view undercard and got £60,000.
I like Billy Joe the way he handles that Eubank thing. He done what he had to do, man. Eubank's embarrassing himself, if you ask me. You know what I mean? He come out and said Billy Joe can't beat Canelo. Eubank's the only man that's with the style to beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
Well, he's delusional, but he's trying to keep himself in the fucking picture, innit? Allow it. Go beat people up and do it that way, innit?
Yeah, for real, innit? Fights up on real. That's it.
Nah, irrelevant. No disrespect to Roy Jones, but I think these boxers, he's even out here boxing himself still, so he's not dedicated to being a professional boxing trainer. He's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't, just because of what he's done in boxing doesn't necessarily mean he has that know how to do that. And Eubank most definitely cannot do what Roy Jones does, so I don't know what you're trying to teach him.
You can see what Roy Jones is trying to make him do, but you can see that it's not in Eubank.
It's not Eubank.
It's just not him.
Again, top fighters, you got to do what's you. Top fighters, every top fighter comes through. I'm sure when they started, they wanted to be like someone until they develop their style and they realize, I can take a bit of that, but it becomes my own.
But then again, it's like, you can see what Roy Jones trying to give him is that outside fighting and getting from different stages. Once Eubank was in the inside, there was no competition. But on the outside, because he don't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's where he's always been useless.
Yeah.
That's where he's always been.
What I'm saying is, with Eubank, it's either you're just saying, just give up, bro. Like Prince Nassim, just retire. Because on the outside, there's nothing there.
He's not a boxer.
He ain't got that boxing brain.
I used to feel when you watch him, if you put a line across his waist, so you watch from the legs, the upper body is slick. His movement, but the way he's setting up shots, his legs does not go with the upper body. It don't look like they go together. It does not look like the legs of a boxer, honestly. But yeah, I ain't gonna look. I ain't seen a fight. Let me not throw too much. Throw dirt on my.
You got it perfect.
Yeah.
You got it perfect.
But just like we said, get in there with a real fighter. It's a nice division. You're in an exciting division. Stop trying to call out the names like Billy Joe and Canelo and that. You're not on that level. Go fight Golovkin even. Fuck it, bruv.
Or Liam Williams or someone around that level, innit? Feed
Put-
him to Demetrius Andre. Just feed him.
Put your name back in the mix the right way, you know. That's how man used to do it back in the day.
Especially when you got that big name where anyone who's not making as much money as you, they'll easily get in the ring with you straight away. Innit? There's a lot of guys out there that'll get in the ring.
Yeah. But they avoiding that because that's when they get smoked by them unknown Donnies.
I don't think I watched any of the other undercard. There was Katie Taylor there, but I can't lie. Once you watch one Katie Taylor fight, you've seen them all, innit?
Yeah. No, you can't say
them
that, man.
Don't get me wrong, she's a good talent in that, but all I know is she's gonna be there. It's gonna be scrappy. She's gonna get touched here and there where people say it's a controversial fight, and then she'll win, innit?
Yeah.
I can't keep watching the same fight over and over again.
Nah, I can watch Katie Taylor all day, but I think she's sick, bro.
Yeah, I thought is it Tasha Jonas?
Natasha Jonas.
Yeah.
Natasha Jonas. I thought she held her.
Game, yeah, come in.
But it's one of them where it was comfortable for Katie. It was a decent fight, but it was comfortable. I haven't watched it, by the way. Comfortable fight, decent for Katie. She was getting clipped. She's shown some good parts, and then she won a decision.
Yeah,
I've seen that 7 times in a row. I'm not watching it ever again in my life.
I thought it was a very tight position. If Natasha comes in and does the right adjustments, I feel like Katie could actually get caught. But I don't know. That's the first time I've watched it, so
Yeah.
can't walk away.
No, but you've just explained her last 4 fights, though.
Yeah, fair enough. So do you think she'll lose one day?
Depends. I don't think there's really anyone on the level out there, really. I feel like for how much better she is than everyone else, she should be doing more.
What if they went and were 3-minute rounds?
I
A
don't
lot of talk about that, innit? 3-minute rounds. Should women be doing 3-minute rounds?
100%. They want equality. You get it now, innit?
3-minute rounds.
They don't know how much pain it is. They don't know the pain. Nah, but Clarissa Shields, she could do 3-minute rounds in her sleep.
For me, the reason I think at the moment you don't want to see it, because I think there's still a massive gulf in difference.
In fitness?
In abilities.
Look at you, misogynistic prick. Look
But
at
what's that? What did you just say? What word did you just use?
Woman hater. You put
No,
women down.
I'm saying a level. Listen, before,
you're right.
before, I'll be completely honest. Before that, what's that fight that happened not long ago, a couple of weeks ago? Shannon
Courtney.
Yeah, Ebony Bridges. Yeah, I was not really the biggest fan of female boxing. I've always thought, I got in my head, I don't know. I've seen a couple UFC women fight. I thought it's too violent. I'd rather not see the women do that. But boxing, obviously, as I always bang on about, it's a different sport. It's more of a science. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more to it. And seeing that competitiveness in that fight like that at a top level, it made me a fan. It was nice to see 2 women, very skilled, very serious. One of them was very good looking, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Both of them.
One of them might be your cup of tea, but only one of them was mine. But it was a nice competitive fight, and I hate when you see the women where you see them. You do see a lot of the moment. You got women with 6 fights fighting world title fights. We know Eddie Hearn loves making fights to be bigger than what they are. So he's capable of throwing these people in with women that they shouldn't be in the ring with. And 3-minute rounds compared to the 2-minute rounds, you got a lot more chance of getting seriously hurt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you got 2 women fighters at a top level, then fair enough. But at the moment, we got
arguing for.
What?
They said once you give them 3-minute rounds, these. Let me not talk too bad. They'll start getting knocked out, innit?
Yeah, but then you get rid of them. You get rid of the basically you get them out of the game. You ain't gonna have women playing boxing. You ain't gonna have people playing boxing. Because at the moment, it feels like you can still half get away with, you know what I mean, getting yourself
selling it as in like it's a nice thing to do, innit?
And having 3-4 fights, and then all of a sudden taking on a big fight, but you're not really. It's not like certain, you know what I mean. We obviously with the men, boxing it's a long route to even get to the top. So once you're there, you know you're meant to be there, and you've been through a lot of shit. Where in women boxing, you could get away with a woman that's had again 3-4 fights against nobodies and fighting for a world title, and then get that wake up call in that fight. You don't want to see that.
Why not?
Well, you just don't want to see people getting hurt, especially a woman, innit?
Don't you watch the heavyweights?
Yeah, but if I want to see someone get knocked out, I want to feel like not like.
They knew what they were getting
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
They knew what was happening.
They signed a waiver.
If they're lasting 2 minutes.
To be
It's
fair,
probably a big difference. When's the last time you boxed for 2 minutes?
Never.
hold on. When Natasha Jonas got knocked out, yeah. If it was a man, it would have been a regular stoppage. But because it was women, they're like, oh my god, why is the ref taking so long to stop it?
Yeah, you want to see it get stopped.
Just a bit more.
I'm not sure. I'm looking from the UFC side, bro, and I've seen women.
That's because you're exactly. That's why you can't. Yeah, but it's not nice. It's not nice. That what's that new?
Yeah, Max soft. Max soft out here, bro.
I'll hold my hands up straight. I'm a lover, not a fighter, innit? And I don't want to see my women getting beat up on the floor. What's the woman's name? Top UFC fighter.
Nunes.
What's Amanda? Is it Amanda?
Nunes.
Amanda Nunes. She's a dude, yeah. not in a. I'm not saying. I'm not being like. I'm not politically
the way
wrong.
she fights, yeah.
If you walk past her on the street and accidentally nudged her on the arm, or even she accidentally nudged you, you're apologizing, innit? You're going, I'm sorry, mate, and then realize it's a woman. I'm sorry, love. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the way her back, the way she's built, and the way she goes in there, it's unfair. It's unfair. And if you.
Because she's fighting against other, like, let's be honest, like, you haven't watched as much as I have, so I'm not.
But that Australian woman, the last woman she boxed, but I thought this fight looked competitive until a punch landed. Then the competitiveness went out the window.
Watch her against Valentina Shevchenko. Trust me, you'll change your mind.
I'll watch that one.
Yeah, I would apologize to her as well, though. She's scary as well, bro.
Yeah.
She's just
So obviously at the top, UFC obviously in America, it's a lot. It's at the moment you got a lot of people going into UFC. So you got a few women up there that all can compete at that level. But obviously,
What do you think about Clarissa Shields against Amanda Nunes? That's gonna happen.
what, boxing or
she's gone to UFC. Clarissa Shields.
yeah, I've always said a good boxer will go far in UFC if they've got the basic fundamentals of boxing. They're good on their feet. They know the ins and outs. Knows how to work the range. I always reckon they'll do well. I always reckon they get their shots off. Obviously, you're gonna struggle against someone that wants to take you down. But I don't think Amanda Nunes is trying to take people down. She's trying to take you the fuck out. Not in a nice way either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be fair, she's trying to box as well, innit? So
Yeah, she's trying to stand up and
still,
put you the fuck.
No, she's got too much power.
Yeah.
That's why Valentina Shevchenko is such a great fight, because she doesn't knock her out.
Mm.
I think she'll lose it. So you're saying, what I liked about what you said is that 3-minute rounds, you don't think they should be done? Because
I'm happy with for the 3-minute rounds, but then stop putting in these stop pulling out women out of nowhere just to give your top elite fighters opposition. When you got a woman that's come through the GB amateur squad, she's been boxing. See the way they train in the GB team and that. She's been doing this 3 times a day. It's a full-time professional boxer. You know what I'm saying? Then you're getting other women that's coming in.
To be fair though, Ebony done her job though. She done very well.
Is she that's why I said that's the fight that got me. You know what I mean? Won me over in that sense.
The other ones where they don't. Yeah, I hear what you mean.
That one.
I've seen women with like they're 6 and 4 and they've had 4
on the same bill. Who's that? Savannah Marshall.
Yeah, Savannah Marshall. Yeah.
They brought in a journeyman woman basically. The journeyman man comes in. He might be short, fat, and ugly, but he knows how to tuck up and he will just take the sting out of your punches. He'll see himself through the fight. Obviously, on occasion he does get hurt. You brought in this woman here, a journeyman woman. They don't exist. They ain't been doing it long enough to know the way around the ring and to be comfortable enough to soak up these shots. But she got, I don't even think she's there. Yeah, she was, you know what I'm saying? But she got laid the fuck out, innit?
It's the same.
And you could see she was being, it's not like Savannah had been told, look, she was a late replacement. Don't make it look silly, basically, innit?
Yeah. I think it's the same reason why I say UFC can't really compare to boxing yet. It's because of the talent pool. There's so many more people doing boxing over such a long time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the women,
yeah.
it's like the UFC women, why so much better than the boxing women? Because there's so many more, innit?
Yeah.
Women
better
in boxing,
competition, better rivals,
exactly,
better sparring.
When you don't have a talent pool, when you're having 7 amateur fights and you're the best amateur in your country.
Yeah.
There's nothing there for you.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So like, if you look at the women's sport in the UFC, there's massive. Like,
yeah, there's so many more women doing it.
And they've kept it a very kind of small weight class as well. So like,
especially where you've got, because it's UFC, where it's mixed martial arts, you have the judo people come in, you have this, because it's a talent pool of all the different ones coming together at once, it makes it much better than just women who specifically box.
Valentina right now has no one, like, she's the 125-pound champion.
But same way you have the men who dominate, like heavyweight for a while, John Jones, it was just John Jones, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Of course. What about in boxing? Do you think domination like that happens as often?
What, men or women?
Men and women. What do you think about women?
Women, Clarissa Shields, she ain't gonna get touched. Katie Taylor, obviously she gets touched up, but she won't lose to anyone that
Still
I can
levels
see.
above, innit?
There was Cecilia Breaker, she was undisputed champion for about 10 years, bro. Yeah.
So you're saying that, like, if you make it, you're...
If you're an elite female boxer, you should be world champion for as long as you're gonna keep fighting. That's if you're elite. But to be fair though, like you see now, there's Rachel Ball, Shannon Courtney, and Ebony Bridges who could all have good fights with each other. So once the talent pool starts increasing, and then all things to, but it depends on your weight, isn't it?
Women's football is getting much better as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a matter of time. You probably need like another couple generations of women actually getting into it, and a couple
having competitive from young, having good competition with each other from young, consistent. And so by the time they get to that professional level, they've already proven and been tested, isn't it?
Time, but that's generations. So you're saying that's not
They're a bit like the UFC sport itself, though, isn't it?
absolutely.
Taking time, not quite there yet.
It's like,
It is not quite there.
it's like 10 years ago, you go to UFC and you ain't got a good front kick defense. It don't matter. If you do it now, you're pissed.
You
Then
ain't
look at
getting away with it.
Conor, he just couldn't adjust. Like,
And now it's just like it's peak. It's just nerves.
Should we talk about AB's comeback?
what comeback?
AB's comeback. Have you not noticed? Look, he's looking slim in the face. He's looking like the old school. Basically, since I've known him, he used to tell me about this time back in the day. Once upon a time, that he weighed like 60-something kilos.
67 kg.
Yeah, 67.
67.
Yeah.
Who I am now, I'm not going to reveal that. I've cut down, I still can't say it. But yeah, training every day. Some of you tune into the Instagram live. Thank you for supporting your boy. I'm gonna post more clips on that on Coach AB. I've been sending them to Mike to get an honest opinion. The honest opinion if they're post worthy or not. But yeah, looking to fight. Huh?
When you gonna be fighting?
I'm looking at September, I'm not gonna lie.
But hopefully, if all things go well, obviously the whole Purist podcast, the boxing shows, we got a lot of things in the pipeline, man. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. Everyone that's at home watching obviously gets involved. We get a lot of support. We get a lot of questions. Anyone's intrigued, interested, start training now. Be ready. Don't let abs get ahead of you, innit? Because right now, you can catch him. Trust me. But stay ready, man. Big things gonna be abs. Definitely boxing. You know what I mean? It's an opportunity for a lot of people when we put things into place. So yeah, man.
If you're watching this and you're interested in fighting, you've never fought before, or even if you have fought before, just message us and we'll put stuff in the pipeline.
Message abs or the Purist team. Stay out of my inbox unless you're from Philly and you got some issue about something we spoke about.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure you leave a good review for us. See you guys next time.